Hello, my dears. How's everybody? It's Aishling Mooney, angel intuitive, author and spiritual business coach, landing here with yous this morning. Just been listening to a beautiful song to lift my energy up, which I highly recommend. Fia, Rainbow Warrior. This is the time for Rainbow Warriors. Absolutely love that song. Go and find her on Facebook or find her on YouTube. Fia, Rainbow Warrior. It's a beautiful song. So welcome everybody. So this is our live ask me anything. Usually I do in the Angel Circle membership, ask your angels. It's the same sort of idea. This one is more focused for the month of October around spiritual business. So any questions that you have around your spiritual business, that can be pricing, packaging, getting clear on your audience, growing an audience, VIP package, creating your first online program. Should you go digital, or should you do a bit of blended offerings and packages? Anything at all. What are the biggest money blocks or blocks that you need to break through to get to 5-figure months, 6-figure years, and then on into 7 figures? I'm not in 7 figures yet, or even multiple 6 figures, but I'm heading in that direction. So anything at all that I can help, anything that I can answer. So what I would suggest is hello. This is part of Spiritual Business Breakthrough event. So if you haven't signed up for this event, make sure that you go to aishlingmooney.com/breakthrough. Put your name and email in there. You'll get the replays and you'll get notifications of every single time that I go live. We have 4 amazing masterclasses for you on what I think are the most important aspects that will help you as a spiritual business owner. And I have 2 sessions booked in for Ask Your Angel, so you can come on and you can get live coaching and mentoring here. I'm going to pick some cards. I have this deck, Archangel Power deck, so I'm going to pick some cards from that. I have some questions already in, so I'm going to give priority to everybody that joins me live. So if you want to post your questions in the chat right now, I can get started on them. I'm going to go through the chat and just say hello to everybody that's joined. Hi Beatrice, hi Angela, hi Julie, good morning my love. Hi Una, hi Margaret, hi Claire. Claire, you had a question, so I'll come to yours. But yeah, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, right, what are some of the biggest questions that spiritual business owners ask? So I work with clients one-to-one in a VIP package, helping spiritual business owners that really want to get to 6 figures quickly, really want to accelerate, are prepared to take action and really get moving on the coaching that we the steps that we come up with in a coaching session. So really ready to move on to the next level. And then I work in the Angel Circle membership, which is more of the focus is on spiritual development, but because there's lots of business owners in there, spiritual business owners, I generally answer at least one question every other week around business. But they're the 2 ways that you can work with me. If you want to book a call, I'm going to pop a link in, and we can see if we're a fit. If you're thinking about, okay, I'm looking for a coach and I think that Aisling's work resonates and that I might be able to help you, then you can reach out and you can book a call. Or you can go to support@aishlingmooney.com, and my team, the wonderful Jessica, is on the end of our support line, and she will look after you and answer any questions or direct you to that link to book a call with me. And that's a free 15-20 minute spiritual business breakthrough call, which will just give us the opportunity to see if I can help you, and if you think that I can help you, and we can create a plan together. So welcome, everybody's joining. You're all finding me. This is great. Hi Margaret, lovely to see you. Hi Muriel, I know you had a question in as well. So what I wanted to start with was a very quick one, which I think is a really good tip for you to have straight off the bat. Two things I was thinking about this morning. One is, how do I get clear on my ideal client or customer, the person that I'm sacredly contracted to work with? I'm going to talk quickly about that, really quick hack, so that you can get this information, especially if you're a bit hazy about it and it's affecting your packaging. And when you put your stuff out there, it's like crickets because there's just a little bit of mismatch in your messaging. So I'm going to help you with that. And the second one is, what's the number one thing that has helped me grow my spiritual business? Good morning Chilla, good morning Colette, lovely to see us here. So what I would suggest is, if you have a question, pop it in the chat right now. And I'm here for an hour, so I will literally go first come, first serve. I'm going to talk about these two topics first because I think they're useful. And then I'm going to jump back to the questions that we have, and I'll pick some cards. But I've just had a quick shuffle, and this card that comes through is 7 of Michael. I love it. There is a better course of action. Working alone may not be the best answer, and review all the detail. I'm going to cover all this. This is really spot on. But basically, this card is the Archangel Michael. This guy, and he's walking up a path. It's a little bit dark, not so well lit. And Archangel Michael is literally blocking the path, sort of, and is pointing in this other direction and saying, hey mate, there's a better way to do this. There's a safer way. There's a brighter way. I would suggest that you go this way. That's what that card is saying. So, and that's, welcome everybody that's here, because I know if it hasn't been working for you for a while, and you found your way here today, that you have some questions around your spiritual business, and there is another way. There is another way, and I'm sure that message is going to come through as we speak in different ways. So the first thing is, how do I get clear on my niche? Niche in American terms. What I call this in my language as a spiritual business mentor is, how do I get clear on the people that I'm here to serve, that I'm sacredly contracted to serve? The fastest way to do that is to ask your customers. So this is obviously for people that have been in business for a while, and you have actually had at least one client, if not at least 10 clients. And I would suggest, and I do this, I guide you through this in the Abundant Heart. There's a script for this, but I'm going to give you the short version of it. Is number one, ask for testimonials. So go back to all of the clients that you have had in the last year, and I challenge the Abundant Heart people to get me 10 testimonials over the course of the program. So using this script, so think about 10, let's say 5 or 10 people that you've worked with in the last year that have got results from your work, that have benefited, that have had some level of transformation. Even those that haven't would be useful information as well. But I would go back to everybody and I would ask them these 3 questions. I would say, look, I'm gathering some testimonials for my work so that I can share it with more people, and more people can get the benefit of it. I'd really appreciate if you benefit from the session that we had. I'd really appreciate if you answered these 3 questions. And the first question is, how were you before the session, the work, the course, the program? How were you before working with me? The second question is, how were you afterwards? What was the transformation? That's what you're looking for here. And the third question is, why would you recommend working with me to somebody who's considering it? These are 3 very simple questions. But what that does when you ask somebody for a test, if you say to somebody, can you just give me a testimonial? For a lot of people, we don't have time to even sit down and think about how to phrase it, what they need to say. Some people are beautifully eloquent with their words and are able to just go bang, bang, bang. I love writing, so for me, it's mostly a pleasure to sit down and write, especially if I've enjoyed something. If I've enjoyed working with somebody, it just comes naturally to me to give them a testimonial. But for a lot of people, it doesn't come naturally. And all of us can benefit from a couple of prompts, can benefit from some questions. All of us love answering questions. So these 3 simple questions will get you 10 times more testimonials than just asking for a basic testimonial. So that's the first tip. And the second tip is, if you have an audience, if you have an email list, even if that's a small one, go and ask them. Say, look, my coach, you can say, my coach Aishling has just asked me today to try to get clear on what it is that I actually do. What is no, this is the key. What is the transformation that I provide? A lot of us as spiritual business owners, when we're starting out in business, we spend 80% of the time talking about the details. So I have this event, it's on this day, this is the price, and this is what you get, and here's where it is. And then there's a little bit at the end about what the actual transformation is. And if you're working with me, what you're going to do is turn that right on its head. So you're talking 80% of the time about the transformation that you're providing, and then just 10% of the details. So hi everybody that's joining me. So what I want you to think about is when you're asking this question in your audience, if you have a small Facebook group, if you have a Facebook page, even a personal profile, or you can think of individuals that you've worked with over the last while and just message them individually and ask them, look, my coach Aishling this week is asking me to get clear on what it is that what the transformation is that I provide. I know that our last session, I really enjoyed it. I really feel that you got some benefit. Would you be able to put into words for me in maybe what is the one thing that you got from working with me? So that could be a good way. That could be a good way to get some information. So that's 2 very quick tips that will help you to get clear on what it is that you provide. And then there's a whole deeper journey, and we might go into that in one of the other masterclasses, but they're just a quick thing to get you started this week or today. The other thing that I want to talk about is, when I'm asked what's the number one thing that has helped me grow my business, a spiritual business. So I come back to this time and time again. So, and I'm gonna share that with you. I'm gonna explain that through a story. So this weekend, I had Sunday morning, there was 3 conversations going on in my inbox on my phone at the same time. One of them was from a client, a happy client, that was messaging me and going, oh my God, she was in the angel circle. It has changed my life. It has supported me so much in the last year. I don't know how I would have got through without it. Literally brought me to tears of gratitude. She said, like, just thanks for being you, thanks for showing up. And I was literally in tears. I was like, so that was one conversation. The next conversation was a friend, fellow business owner, reached out and said, hey, you had this issue and you sorted it. Can you give me some advice? It was actually around clearing debt, because I love talking about money and empowering light workers to make money, to clear their debt and get themselves into a position where you're financially free. But so she said to me, can you help me out with this? So happy to help. We dived into a conversation, text messages around what I considered the top things to get started that would help her on this journey. So 2 really empowering conversations. And then I had this person reach out that was invited to this masterclass by mistake, and just completely ranted and raved in this text message, questioned everything about me, my integrity, my spiritual values, literally an attack from hell on a Sunday morning. And I was really thinking about this. I was really thinking about it because obviously I processed it and I got through it. And I was thinking, how did I get through it? And it was because I was supported. Because I'm part of a wider community and a few communities, I was able to get through the blip. I was able to get through the attack. I was able to feel supported and strong enough and confident enough in myself. And that was because I had this amazing client reach out and tell me how amazing I was. So I was that, because of those two positive interactions, I was able to, because of the two positive interactions, I was able to withstand and come through the negative interaction. So I don't know if this is resonating, if this is supporting anybody here. You could probably mention in the chat what it's bringing up for you. Give me a heart, give me a thumbs up. It's not always easy to just be here and be vulnerable and just share parts of my story. So I'd really appreciate the encouragement. Thank you for the hearts. You know, if this is making sense, give me a thumbs up. You know, is it helping you? Is it making you think? The message I'm trying to get here is it's support. It's support that gets me through, because I'm only fucking human. You know, when I got that message, I wanted to crawl into bed and hide for the day. It brought up all of my shit. I'm not good enough. I'm actually a fraud. Oh my God, I've let somebody down. I can't do this. Who the fucking hell am I? Why is this? Why did I make the mistake of inviting that person to this group? All of the stuff it brought up. And if I wasn't supported, if I didn't have a supportive community around me, of fellow entrepreneurs, of clients in my circle, I just wouldn't have got through. So that is the number one thing, because no matter how long you're in this game, the knocks are still going to come, and it's about building up, as well as your own confidence within you. It's about building up that support around you, so that when you're having a shit day, there's somebody there in your community that can remind you of your greatness, remind you of your magnificence, remind you of all the people that you've helped and supported, and will just help you to get back on track. So it's support, it's joining a community, it's getting a coach if you feel like you need one, it's getting the training. You know, a lot of entrepreneurs starting out, they're still effectively have a hobby, because they haven't taken that time to jump in and learn the basics in marketing and sales and having a business. So that's we need that support. We need the support on all levels. We need the community, but we need the training and we need the expertise. And I had a client yesterday who was asking me about something completely different outside of business. And it was actually to do with relationships. And I said to her, you know what, at this stage of my life, when I want something, if I was looking for a new relationship in my life, I would do a few exercises that I gave her. I said, try these out for 4 to 6 weeks, but if they don't work, go and get yourself other support. But I said, if I was in your shoes, I would be going online, I would find the groups that are helping people find the love of their lives. I would find the relationship coach. There's a ton of them out there. I would get the books. I would listen to the podcast. I would find out what programs and packages they have on offer, and I would go and get the expertise and the support to help me. So, because I would be like, okay, I want to be in a new relationship in 6 months, if that's what I was looking for. And it's the same in business, that if you want new clients, if you want to start bringing in more money, if you want help with your pricing, all of that, you need community support, but you also need the expertise and the training. So that is it. That's my rant. There are 2 pieces that came through this morning. So I hope it's useful. Anyway, so I'm going to jump through the comments. So Claire, you had a comment. So I'm going to just have a look at that, because I think it's in here. Okay. So Claire says, can you pull a card for me in relation to distance, session and video calls? I'm feeling some work needs to be done before the client and then a video call to discuss. Or is WhatsApp recording better for people to hear as they can listen over time? Just looking for a card on delivery of information. Okay, I love this, Claire. So just tell us in the chat what your business is. Just tell me in the chat, and for everybody else that doesn't know, what is your business? What are these video sessions that you're going to do? Are they in, what type of therapy are they in? Or channeled reading, or what is it? Let me know what that is. But I would say that there's a few ways that I can answer that question. One, it depends on the price point. And two, it depends on where you are with this. Is it a brand new offer? If it's a brand new offer, okay, we can price it low and we can really give it socks for the first 10 to 30 clients at a low price. And you can totally do some work before, you can totally do some work afterwards, and you can do some work on the call. But ideally, that would be more of a VIP offering. That would be more of a VIP offering. So it really depends on the, for me, immediately, Claire, it depends on what price your session is. If it's any less than €100 or pounds, you know, you're really giving extra work, you're over delivering. So another thing that you can do is, instead of you physically asking the questions or doing some pre-work before people get on the call, you can create a system to do that for you. So for example, if somebody books a one-to-one session with me, whether, let's just take the free sessions, the 15-20 minute sessions. They get the link for my diary, so you can totally create a diary. You can time trade, Calendly, I think it's called. Vitally, I think, is another one. Book Like a Boss is another one. And there's lots more out there. Anyone that is using an online calendar, post it in the chat so we have enough so people can go and Google the information. But there's plenty of online calendars. So for example, I use Time Trade. It's not the best, but it's I'm used to it, and I'm just too lazy to go and look for another one at the moment. So that's what I use. So I just give people a link. I say, go and book your call. So they go immediately to the calendar and they find I've already inserted the times that I'm available in there. They pick the times that are available. And then I've already, now it took a few hours to set this up in the beginning, but I've already created a series of questions, a questionnaire. So when they get that link, they'll immediately get from, when they book a call, they'll get a link from, an email from Time Trade saying, here's the questionnaire to fill out before your call, the link to it. Here's the video to watch before your call. And can you answer this one question, which is usually, if you had a magic wand, how would things change in the next 12 months in your spiritual business? So that's a system. So it sounds complicated, but if I can do it with low tech skills, it can be done. It just requires time. So it probably took me about 3 hours to set that whole thing up. But now, when somebody messaged me and say, I want to book a call, I literally just send them the link, and they go and everything else is done. So literally, I'll get the link. Time Trade will send me back a message saying the call was booked. And the day before the call, it will also send the both of us a message to remind us that the call is happening the next day. So it's a system. So I'm not sure if that's answering the question that you're asking, Claire, about work that needs to be done. But that means that most people, when they come on that call with me, they've already watched a video that I recommend. And it's about spiritual business. So they're already getting this insight into how my mind works. It's a webinar masterclass that I did a few years ago. It's really, really good content. They'll really get a breakthrough just from watching that video. Probably about 80% of people watch the video. And nobody gets on a call without doing the questionnaire. So if they don't get a questionnaire, they'll get a reminder email from me or someone in my team saying, please fill out this questionnaire before your call, as it will help. And that questionnaire gives them immediate clarity, because it's like just 3 or 4 questions about where are you now in your business, where do you want to be, what's not working, how do you think I can help you, and what are you ready to invest. So it's like all of that work is done with a system. And time trade costs me, I think it might be 50 quid a year or 150 quid a year. I'm not more than 150. I'm not sure I'm getting mixed up with time trade or Zoom. But that's a system. And let's say it's 50 quid, which I think it is. Like 50 quid, that's one session. If in the olden days when I used to do all the work myself, and I used to do one-to-one sessions. I think I started with 45 euros years ago doing angel coaching and backflow remedies and NLP. But one session in the olden days creates that system, that pays for that whole system, and just saves me hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of back and forth. Before I had that system, it was like, hey, I'm interested in working with you. Oh, that's great. Let's have a chat. Oh, that's great. What day are you free? Oh, I'm free on this day. Oh, that's great. I'm not free on that day, but I'm free on this time. Would that time suit you? Back and forth. Then on the day before, actually can't make it, have to cancel. You can cancel with time trade. You can just email and you can cancel and reschedule and do whatever you want. I don't have to lift a finger. So it's like, it's a system that does all of the work for you. So that's that. I hope that's helpful, Claire. And that's probably one recommendation I would make. I think there are better ones than time trade. As I said, that's just the one that I use for the moment. So I hope that's useful. Perfect. Okay. So I hope, anything else, Claire, you want to ask? I've set up Set More. Okay. Is that a calendar link? Okay. So, sorry, I'm just looking for Claire's. Okay, mind, body, soul readings, color therapy, and new offer. Woo! Love it. New offers. Okay, Claire, that's brilliant. So, yeah, you can totally do that. I would say, and I also, we can go a bit deeper on this. We're going to talk about visibility and legacy the next week on Friday. And then the following week, we're going to talk about abundance, and I'll be talking about pricing in there. And I'll be adding in a few other bits into this community as we go through the month. I may actually add, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to add a bonus video called Divine Pricing, which I think will help a lot of you around your pricing, especially if you're underpricing at the moment. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. So the next question is, okay, Muriel. Okay, so Muriel, so your question, Muriel, is here somewhere. So you can fill me in on this. So Chilla uses Calendly, and she said it's pretty good, so that could be one. That could be one that people could explore and use. I must actually do that. Get my team to do it. I won't. On the different systems that we could use, and maybe I'll change over one of these days. So Muriel, sorry Claire, I forgot to pick a card for you, so I'm going to just pick a card. Sorry, love. Okay. Reliable, clever, educated, balanced. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarship or the pursuit of education, and time to get to work. So there is this image of this woman standing in a library with books and sort of Sistine Chapel looking ceiling there. So a very beautiful old sacred place. Could be the Akashic Records as well. But so I think that this month is going to really help you, Claire. I think if you keep showing up for these masterclasses, little things, click, 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 are going to click into place and support you. But this is about being open to learning the little tweaks that you can. I know you're at the early stages of business development, Claire. So I really think that this will be massively supportive to you. And then of course you're in the Angel Circle, so you can totally bring your questions there every week. And if you want to go deeper, the Abundant Heart is there available, or we can look at one-to-one coaching. So that's available for everybody. But there is something here about, like, it's just time to get to work. So there's a very beautiful energy right now. We stepped into it literally the first week in October. We stepped in, and astrologically it's called Wild Venus, from the 11th of October right up until the 22nd of December, the 18th of December, I think. So it's a very interesting time astrologically, and it's a great time for us to shift and change and have accelerated transformation. And this full moon on the 22nd, which I'm going to be, I'm working up to that really. It's an Aries full moon. It's very fiery. It's a big blast of explosive energy that we can use in our spiritual business for grand acceleration. So I'm going to be talking more about that. But your card, Claire, is saying you're in the right place. Keep going, keep being open to this. If you don't get to watch all the lives, just watch the replays. Keep asking questions. And that's it. Yeah, you're in the right place, love. So Muriel has asked a question. So I'd like to begin putting myself out there with personalized pieces of art and writing. Muriel is a wonderful artist and poet and author. If required and wished to, I could include a personal WhatsApp call and reading plus a card selection, okay? It all takes time to do, and I was just wondering about the guidance or support on the wording to place what I do. Would love a card of guidance if picked. Okay, and I find it hard to value how I do things and put my gifts out into the world. So a very simple hack that you can do, Muriel, is maybe ask yourself, what's the last time you had a session, what did you pay for that? So the last session I paid for, one-to-one sessions, I probably paid about $250 for a one-to-one session. For someone that I was specifically working with, womb healing actually. So, and I signed up for that in January. So that just immediately to ask yourself, and everybody can ask yourself, what was the last session that you booked, not a free session, that you paid for, and how much did you pay? And that is a start. That's an okay starting point. It's not a great starting point, but it's a starting point. That's generally what the market and what you're prepared to pay. So it's a comfortable amount of money to bring in for you to accept, Muriel, for your work. So I would start there with that question. And I would say that your work is in three parts. You have your oracle cards, which you can totally sell. You have your artwork, which you can totally sell. And you actually have your books and your poetry and your prose that you could totally sell. They're all separate sort of offerings. And now what seems to be appearing is this new one-to-one offering of channeled messages, oracle card readings, possibly using your own cards. You are in the Angel Circle. You gave us a channeled message last week that just blew us away. Really helped and supported me personally. So your words are really powerful, Muriel. So I would say, if you're open to the challenge, and you're open to using the energy that's here in this space, just offer it. Offer channeled readings, channeled cards, oracle cards and channeled messages with Muriel. Book your session, book your one-to-one session. And I would challenge you, whatever the price is that you're comfortable with, double it. So if you're coming up with, let's say 50 euros, I'm just saying 50 euros, I would double it to 100. And I would say, I would put a post on Facebook every single day with one of your cards. You know, I would even have it as a what do you call it, as a footer on your, as a PS on your posts. So you can put your card, you can put your, a little bit of message with that, you can sign off, and then you can have your PS and book your one-to-one oracle card reading and channeled messages with me for the month of October. Normally 100 euros, they're 50 for the first 10 people that sign up. That's what I would do. And I would test it. I would encourage you to have 30 sessions. 30 is a good number, and to get an idea of the work, to help you to grow your confidence. It's a challenge. And Claire, I would challenge you this as well. I would push you to open up to this month as well. So I don't know how that's fallen on you, how that's resonating with you, Muriel. What's that bringing up for you? But the card that's come up is the High Priestess, Archangel Haniel. Powerful psychic insights, reflection and meditation that provides valuable information, and be at peace. So I'm feeling the fear that this is bringing up for you, Muriel. And this card is reminding you that you are a powerful psychic, a powerful channel for spirit, and that your work is transformational and can help and support a lot of people. And the only way for you to realize that is to actually start to do it. To actually start to do it. To actually, to just start. So that's what I would recommend, that you feel into what you can commit to. Could you commit to 5 readings? Marie has just joined. Marie, that's funny that you've just joined right at this moment, as I was just talking about a challenge. Yuri was just talking about a new offering, and I said I challenged her to get 30 clients. And I think, if I remember, years ago I challenged you to do the same thing around your angel coaching, I think it was. And you went and you took on the challenge at 10 at a time. You worked to sell 10 places at a reduced rate. And that, after those 30 sessions, it just gave, I know for myself, it just gives you confidence. It gives you faith in yourself and your abilities, and you start to see the transformation that you provide, and you start to get amazing testimonials as well. So I'd love to hear how that's resonating, Muriel. You can pop in the chat. But your angels are saying you're ready. Just try it. Just try it. Go for 5. Offer 5 of these sessions. And just see, this is Muriel, don't value costing my work. 30 seems to be a big number, okay? Think of 10, okay, to start with. So start with 5. Get 5 people in the room at a reduced rate, and just offer it in the angel circle. Offer it here this month, and see if anyone would be willing to try that out. Okay, so I hope that's useful. I hope it's helped in some way. If anyone else has anything you want to add to this conversation, I'm not the guru here. I have information I can share from my own story, but if anyone else has any golden nugget, anything at all that you want to share around pricing, around the fear of putting yourself out there, anything at all, just please pop it in the chat, so it's all part of this conversation. So let me just read through the messages. Okay, so Sean is saying, just give me a heart and let me know that I'm back online. I think I lost you for a second there, but I'm going to keep going. Let me know that I'm here. You can hear me. Okay, great. Thank you. So Shauna is saying, could I ask the angels for guidance on help revealing whatever blocks are holding me in this space. Thanks, Shauna. Okay, I'm just going to see if there's any more. Did you write anything else about this, Shauna? Can you give me some more information around this space that you're speaking about? Okay, so this is great. There's a question coming in here about insurance companies. I'm going to get to that, but really brilliant that everybody's adding their services that they use. So whatever you want to add into this comments would be great support. So I'm going to pick a card for you, Shauna, but if you can just give me some more information around what it is that's what space it is that you're talking about. So okay, so your question, I hope you're still here, Shauna. If not, if I remember, I'll tag you in the comments, so you can watch the replay. But you know, fear. Okay, so Sean is saying basically I'm stuck and I'm not getting clients. Okay, so I want you to write this down, Shauna O'Malley, and anyone else that wants to use this mantra. When PayPal pings, when I go live, PayPal pings. When I go live, PayPal pings. So I've given this to countless clients over the years. So when I go live, PayPal pings. So the simplicity of this, Shauna, is it's usually not about the actual product or service that you're offering. It's usually about the packaging. So it can be about the messaging. Shauna, as far as I know, you have the Abundant Heart program, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure you have that. And if you go into the first 3 modules, revisit them with your current coaching package or client support package in mind, and go back and do those modules. You can literally binge watch them in over a weekend or over one day, and you could bang through this. It's gonna take some time. It is gonna take some energy, but it's gonna save you hours and hours and hours of time later on. And it's gonna make you some money. So if you want some money, go back and do those first 3 modules in the Abundant Heart program. That's the first thing I'm going to say to you, because you have access to that. The second thing is, my feeling is, and I could be wrong, so I'm going to ask you a question. When is the last time you went live, and how often are you going live or reaching out to your audience? Whether that's a blog, a video, or a live stream. Or a Facebook post. Facebook posts are okay if you're promoting something, but unless it's a bit of meat in it, like you're actually sharing something, a teaching or something from your own story, you know, that's what I'm really getting at. So what I would love you to consider, Shauna, is that when is the last time that you connected with your audience? And I would say this to every single person. You need to be connecting with your audience at least once a week. And when I say connecting, I mean really connecting. You know, whether that's a live, whether that's a blog post, whether that's a video, but that you're actually creating some piece of content. We're going to talk about legacy on Friday, so I'll go into that a bit more. But that you're actually creating some piece of useful content that is useful for the people that you're here to sacredly serve, that you're sacredly contracted to serve. So think about what is, okay, so I'm doing something on Instagram 4 to 7 days a week, and I'm sending emails every few weeks. Okay, so what I'm going to do next time we have a Q&A is I'm going to go open the Zoom room, and we'll jump into the Zoom room, and we'll have a one-to-one coaching session. And I think that will be useful, because obviously I'm getting a delayed response to the questions that I'm asking, because we're in comments here. So there's a few layers to this. So you could be doing something on Instagram 4 to 7 days a week, and you might be sending emails every few weeks. But what I'm asking you is it at least once a week, are you really deeply connecting with your audience and giving them something like a big teaching or something that they can actually apply and use to transform some area of their lives? That's what I would love you to consider. And if you're not doing that, then that's a commitment that I would suggest that you make. So it can be, in my case, for my angel work, it's once a week doing an angel messages. So a monthly angel message and a weekly angel message for the week ahead, so a forecast. It could also be, for me, I'm showing up live and I'm doing this for the events for the month of October. And that is to share my work with my audience and to share that I have places available and different programs and packages that people can avail of. So Michelle is saying repurposing. Now, I haven't got this yet, Michelle, so I love that. I love that you're bringing this in. I'm really good at batching content. So when I say a weekly piece of content, I don't mean that I'm showing up every week. I mean that I sit down and take 2 to 3 hours once a month, create video contents for every week. So I might do about 5 videos in one go, create the basic text, and then that they will be uploaded and set up. Emails will be set up and everything will be set up, but it will all be done in the space of a few hours once a month. And then that goes out automatically and I don't have to think about it again. I can just show up in other ways. So that's one way that I share content. Another way is I don't show up on Instagram or Facebook really live in the public domain. I show up in these groups, but there's still messaging going out there. So I use, at the moment, I use Buffer. I think there's Later as well. There's Ask Edgar as well, or no, it's not Ask Edgar, something else. Anyway, there's a few different types of software that you can use that you can literally schedule all of your posts in one setting and it goes out across your social media. So, and what that does is it frees you up so that you can do one really beautiful live or write one really beautiful post completely aimed at the audience that you're here to serve. But what Michelle is saying there about repurposing, which I need to get my head around, Michelle, so I really appreciate you posting that a lot of the content that we put out, people don't really remember that content after 6 months or a year. And a lot of the content that I've put out over the years is still valuable today, is still pretty amazing today. And it would be worth me going through all of my archives and repurposing on a yearly basis, an annual basis, some of my best work, some of my best Q&A sessions, some of my best answers. So I love the repurposing work. Okay, so let me know. That's hit a few brilliant points. Okay, Shona, I think you have AHP, you've won in heart. Go back and do the first 3 modules. I'm challenging you to do the first 3 fucking modules in the next 7 days. So come back in here. In 7 days time, I have another Q&A. I think it's going to be on Zoom. And I would say to you, go and have those first 3 modules done. And let's start again from scratch. And if you're there live, we can jump into a call. So just before I jump into the next question, I just want to say that the card that came through for you, Shona, which I think will just maybe add, is the Queen of Raphael. Kind, understanding, giving and psychic. Follow your heart, a love of home and family, trustworthy psychic information. So I would love you to just write in the chat what it is that you do. Who do you serve? I have an idea, but I would love to hear what your current description is. So, and answer in this way. Who do you serve? Who are the people that you work with? What's the problem that they have, and what's the transformation that you provide? So there's 3 sort of parts to that, but I would love you to just write in the chat if you can, just for everybody, so we all know what it is that you do. But this is a really beautiful card, and what it's saying, Shauna, she actually looks like you. She looks a little bit like you. Blonde hair. But what this card brings through for me is, I would love to see Shauna live once a week, being Shauna, showing up in all of your wonderful, colourful personality, your laugh, your straight talking. You have an amazing life presence, and you're fantastic at sharing your story. And I feel we're not doing enough of that. You're not doing enough of that. So yeah. So I hope that was helpful. So let me just see. So we have Chilla here. So Chilla says, 1 month I did 45 live videos, and the result was 1 new like. It was a 1 month gratitude challenge, plus lives about personal development, pre-announced times, a hard call for action, and 0 results. So what I would say, Chilla, is it sounds like, I'm guessing, but maybe you weren't really clear who this was for. Maybe you put together this without really knowing if it's what your audience wanted. So 1 month gratitude challenge. How is that related to what you were offering? Maybe you can put in the chat what it is that your business is, who you work with, what they're struggling with, and what the transformation is that you provide. If you can put that into the chat, then we can sort of see, how does that tie in with a gratitude challenge? So for example, I'm working with spiritual business owners this month. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, what are they struggling with? So they're struggling with being visible and getting over that fear. They're struggling with understanding that they're here to create a legacy. They're struggling with connecting with the soul of their business and really getting clear on their numbers. They're struggling with their really allowing money in and opening up to a new level of wealth consciousness. And they're struggling with the practicalities of spiritual, the spiritual and the practical in business. So I said, right, I'm going to create masterclasses on every single one of those topics. And I'm going to offer 2 Q&A random coaching sessions so people can ask me anything outside of those topics. So it's very specific. I literally know exactly who my audience is, because I've been there. I've been through every single one of those challenges where the money wasn't flowing, I wasn't getting visible, the fear was taking over, and how I got through that. So I have something to add on all of those topics. But can you see that it's very specific? I know exactly who I'm speaking to in this group, who I'm here to support this month. And those topics that I'm speaking on are very specific. Like if a light worker can come on here today, spiritual business owner, and think, okay, yeah, visibility and legacy. Oh shit, I need to know about that. That's one of my problems. I'm terrified to do a live. I could even have gone more specific and said how to go live and make money in your spiritual business. That would be really specific. But my aim is to give a breakthrough this month. And that's the name. It's in the name. So I'm naming the transformation that I want to provide for everybody that takes part in this month. So it's a spiritual business breakthrough. That's what the event is called. And that's my aim. That's the transformation I want to provide. So can you see that it's very specific? There's no questions around any of the messaging here. I know who it's for. I know what they're struggling with, and I'm offering the transformation to help people through that. And then this is all free. And then if they want to work on a deeper level, then I'm offering throughout the month, there's plenty of ways to work with me in paid packages, VIP, courses, programs, and membership. So can you see that there's a path there, that it's very easy to see that path. So when you say a gratitude challenge, who's it for? What are they struggling with, and why do they need this? Like, why do they need this transformation? What is the transformation that's provided through the gratitude challenge? So I'd love you just to think about all of that. Hi Dervla, lovely to see you here. Debbie, how are you? Okay, so let me see. So we have Joan here. So what's the best way? Let me have a look at time. Okay, so we've about 5-10 minutes left. So what's the best way what's the best way to start your group rather than just going on personal forums? Would also love a card on finding my niche. So the first question to ask yourself, Joan, if I was starting at the very, very beginning, and I covered it in the very beginning of this call actually, around trying to figure out your niche. So I would say to you, if you missed it, I don't know if you arrived, it was literally in the first 5 minutes of the call, I talked about how to get clear on the people that you're sacredly contracted to work with. And I gave 2 examples. Get testimonials, how to get a script for amazing testimonials, which will tell you what you do, tell you who your people are, and also about asking your community. So the best way to start your group, I would start with, who are you serving right now? So who have you supported or helped? What is it that your spiritual business is? What do you do? Is it life coaching? Is it a therapy? Is it like a herbal practitioner? Are you a Reiki healer? What is it that you do? Who do you work with? And you know, getting clear on the transformation that you provide. So an easy way to do that is to sit down and to reach out to, if you haven't got clients already, reach out to people that you have supported in the last year. Anyone that you has helped from just being around you or has got support from you. What is it? What was it about that support? How did you support them in the transformation? Joan, I know that you have the abundant heart as well. So the first 3 modules are going to give you this information if you dive deep into that. So I have a challenge for you, along with Shona, to go and do that by our next call next Tuesday. Go and do those first 3 modules and start there. So that will help you to get your niche, and then that will help you to start to build your audience. You know, one way is personal forums, one way is to go into Facebook groups to find people that you want to work with, and answer questions in those groups. Start to support, start to give help and support in those groups. So go through, people are looking for an oracle card, give them an oracle card. So that's where I would start. And then the second piece is getting brave and going online, getting brave and deciding on what that weekly thing is, what that weekly piece of content is that you're going to use to connect with your growing audience. Is it going to be a weekly live stream? Ask your angels, oracle cards, or color therapy, or whatever it is that you do? Is it going to be a weekly blog post that you're going to put on your website? Is it going to be a weekly email that goes really deep? You might only have 2 people on your email list to start, but as you build that up, as your audience grows, you know, sharing something meaningful. I remember back years ago when I was writing angel messages, and I did 1 a week, and I was doing it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it was really beautiful information that was coming through, and I was ready to give up one day, and this girl texted me and she said, I just want to let you know, I never post or reply, but I read your messages every single week, and they really help and support me. So it's like, you know, what is it that you can be doing that is reaching out to your audience, and something that you can do that's consistent over time as you're building up. So I might have my newsletter goes out to 3,000 people now, but I might only get maybe, let's say, some weeks I might get maybe 3 or 4 or 5 emails from people if a piece of work or something, content that they're using has really touched them and supported them. So let's say 5 emails a week out of 3,000 people isn't a lot. So if I only had maybe 100 people on my list, maybe I might only get 1 or none, and I wouldn't really know if the work was affecting people. So you really have to stay true to yourself and producing content. We're going to talk more about legacy on Friday, but continue to create content that you really, it's a joy for you to put out, and that some stage along the way, people are going to let you know that they're reading it, and the audience is going to grow if you just continue to put stuff out. I'll give you a secret. It's not a secret, but I'm just saying it like this so that maybe you might really take this on board. For everybody, consistency is the key to money. Consistency is the key to money. So that can be every day on Facebook, every week through email, or every week on YouTube. Consistency and commitment. So deciding on what it is that is going to be part of your legacy, is going to be part of your content that you put out there, valuable content, and then committing to doing that consistently so if you say, I'm going to go on, I watch somebody on YouTube and they put 3 videos out a week, which is enormous for me, and they are consistent, bang, 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 and their audience are getting used to them, so they're expecting those videos. Another person, I was talking to Denise DT years ago. I interviewed her and I asked her what was the key to her $1 million business, and she said to me, it's consistency. For the last 4 years, every single Monday, my newsletter goes out. There's a video in it, there's an email, there's some content, there's something in it, but it's like consistency is the key. So that's what I would say is decide what that thing is that you're going to do, Joan, and then do it consistently and continue to evaluate. So I inbuild monthly evaluations, monthly goal setting at the beginning of the month. What do I want to achieve money wise, audience growth, and content wise, and then at the end of the month, okay, how did I do? What's working? Okay, throw that out or tweak it. What is working, double down on that. What would I do differently next month? Okay, here's the steps 1, 2, 3, and then I sit down again. What's my goals for the month, taking into account what I've learned from the month before. That's really a crucial step that a lot of light workers, spiritual business owners forget, is that we constantly need to be evaluating the work. So I'm not saying to you, Joan, to just go out and decide to do a live stream once a week forever and ever. I'm saying to you, commit to something, some short-term plan for the next, from now until the 31st of December, every single Monday, I'm going to send out a newsletter, or I'm going to do a Facebook Live on a Monday evening with cards, or I'm going to whatever it is that your commitment is, or I'm going to record a video and put that out every single Monday. So I hope that's useful, Joan, but I would say to go back and have a look at the very beginning of the call, which you might have missed, and it was around how to identify your niche. And that is all that we have time for, I think. I'm going to go through the comments, and if there's anything I missed, any questions I missed, I will answer them. I will comment, and I would say to you the next masterclass we have is Friday at 10 o'clock, and it's on visibility and legacy, my 2 favorite subjects. A lot of us, and I've touched on it today about when I go live, PayPal pings, this sort of idea of, allowing yourself to receive more abundance, but it begins with visibility. Being visible consistently is one of the keys to having a successful business. So I hope that this is useful. Join me on Friday if you're in this group, and just tune in, just put it in your diary, 10 o'clock UK time. If you haven't already, go to AishlingMooney.com/breakthrough. Sign up so you get notifications for all of these live streams. You get all the replays. You'll have all the replays in one place, so you'll be able to go through all of the content at your leisure. Bring along some friends, any light workers, any spiritual business owners out there that you know could benefit from being part of this group, that need a fucking breakthrough or some sort of a transformation in their business, and bring them along and invite them to this group. Give them the link, AishlingMooney.com/breakthrough, and really build up this energy. We're building up this energy. It's the 12th day, the 22nd, so in 10 days time is our full moon, and that's going to be big energy. So I'm building up to that, and then for the few days before and after that full moon, it's incredible energy that we're in. Perfect for a massive breakthrough in your spiritual business. So loads of love, everybody. Have a great day, rest of your day, rest of your week, and I will see you Friday morning. So loads of love. Bye bye.